The new report is seen as part of efforts to address issues of equity, transparency, investment, sustainability and human rights, as it seeks to establish a set of global, common and voluntary principles to safeguard standards and embed justice in the energy transition.
The history of mining is not a completely blemishless one with respect to developing countries, the majority of whom are producer countries and hold these minerals. It is the hope that in reading this report, it will inspire people to focus more on ensuring that as we draw on these minerals, we do not disfigure the economies of the producer countries. We do not disable them and incapacitate them while extracting and benefiting and ensuring that we somehow rise to the challenge of meeting our climate change goals. So at the heart of it is the need to look at the development issues such as value addition, beneficiation at a source, equity and justice within and between nations, intergenerational equality, and gender issues across the value chain, as it were. It is important that the essence of this report is to inspire care and caution to avoid the mistakes of the past, where we are already seeing conflict generated by the scramble for these resources, particularly in my continent, that is bleeding.
Recommendations include establishing a high-level expert advisory group housed within the UN to coordinate on economic issues in the mineral value chains, a global traceability and transparency framework, creating a fund to address legacy issues as a result of derelict, ownerless or abandoned mines, and to empower small-scale miners to become environmental stewards and agents of transformation and development. Efforts to limit global warming and avert climate catastrophe depends increasingly on a sufficient, reliable and affordable supply of critical energy transition minerals such as copper, lithium, nickel, cobalt and rare earth elements, which are viewed as essential components of clean energy technologies. From solar panels to electric vehicles, the growing appetite for battery storage and wind turbines. With governments agreeing at the last climate conference, COP28 in Dubai, to triple renewable energy capacity and double energy efficiency by 2030.
Transparency, accountability are critical to bring change and to improve the situation. Only if we can trace where are minerals from, what are the value chains sustainable, have rights been respected, has the environment been protected, are we doing what we can? That requires traceability to lift the floor globally to make sure that the practices overall are better. So that is another actionable recommendation for the establishment of a traceability system, a system that will also help artisanal and small-scale miners that are some of the people that have the hardest circumstances and that benefit the least from the minerals value chain that they are part of, but also again indigenous peoples whose rights and opportunities must be promoted and implemented in all the work here.
A set of voluntary recommendations seeking to create guardrails for the impending mineral glut based on a renewable future, where translating what's on paper into action will ensure history doesn't repeat itself.
It is the existing mechanisms that we have for accountability purposes and pushing states and all players to be able to do the right thing. But when you couple that with international humanitarian law, the responsibility even goes towards individuals. Does it require a specific program to operationalize this? It requires all of us acting together, but all of those that are in positions of holding others to account, using the report to say, we need action, civil society. You're not moving fast enough on equity and justice and value addition and all of that. And human rights, special procedures, saying to states, tell us what you're doing to allow, fair trade where the right to development is concerned.
In welcoming the work of the panel and its report, UN Chief Antonio Guterres called on all member states to work to deliver renewable energy that powers a fairer, more just and prosperous future for all. Sherwin Bryceby's SABC News, New York.